Hey friends, it's Jackeline here. In today's video I'm bringing a review, demo, swatches, comparisons, and a full day wear test on the brand new Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Concealer and the Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Duo Blushes. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring the post notification bell so you miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know all the details about these products, comparisons to my OG PAT McGRATH for the concealer, does it really cover those dark under eye circles? How the blushes work on dry and mature skin with enlarged pores? And are all these products really worth it, the high price tag of $90 each? Then just keep on watching. If you watch my latest video reviewing the new Natasha Denona Retro Palette, then you know guys that I placed an order with Tom Ford for their new Shade Illuminate Concealer and the Duo Blushes. And I mentioned during the review of the Retro Palette that one, I was wearing the concealer, I was trying it for the first time, just seeing how it looks under my eyes. But also I said that I was going to do two separate reviews, one for the concealer, one for the Duo Blushes. But when you're watching this, it's already Labor Day weekend. So myself, I'm really busy and I just don't want to get stuck, you know, like editing videos and all of that. So I said, let's condense it all. Let's do a full day wear test. Let's do comparisons, all the swatches and whatnot. Yeah, so we're going to do that because also during this weekend, there's amazing sales. So I plan to shop a little too. And by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so, because right there I keep you posted on the greatest sales, on early access, new launches, sneak peeks of new and upcoming beauty releases. So if you want to be on the known, come and follow me on Instagram. My handle is Hey It's Jackeline, as simple as that. So like I was saying, I picked up one of the concealers and also two of the blushes. The blushes, they come in 6 different shades. Now they are available at Nordstrom. I think only 4. Beautylish has all the rest, 6. I will be leaving all the details of these products, the makeup that I'm using today, on the description box below for your convenience. Now the concealer comes in 20 different shades. And okay, hear me out right here. I really wanted to do this review, not only because honestly, I really enjoy Tom Ford. One of my favorite foundations is that Tom Ford Shade Illuminate foundation, which I'm wearing today. So I have high expectations for the concealer. But also when I knew about the price tag, $90 for each of these products, I'm like, wait a second, why that much? So I'm just excited to give it a go, give it a try, and give you, you know, like my sincere, honest opinion on these products, because, you know guys, I love luxury, but I want to make sure that the products that we are investing our money on, they are actually worth it. Jumping in really quick into Nordstrom's website, let's go for the concealer. Again, they come in 20 different shades, and I think the shade range looks pretty good. There's a lot of like light and medium, some of them on the deeper side, but one thing that is surprised me is when I pick up this shade right here, I thought it was gonna be like 2 shades deeper, and when I received it and I opened it, I'm like, okay, this shade looks like a good shade for me. So I'm wondering if perhaps the shades are running a little bit on the deeper side, but they are not really well represented on the images. Don't know, but anyhow friends, let's go here again to the Nordstrom's website. It says that this is a crease-proof concealer that helps boost skin radiance and evens the skin tone. Now, at the moment, the concealer is a Nordstrom exclusive. That doesn't mean that it will not come to other retailers. I'm sure it will eventually, and I will keep you posted on that. Now, this concealer has a medium coverage. It is buildable and waterproof, and it's infused with hyaluronic acid. It smooths, moisturizes, and obscures redness, dark under eye circles, and fine lines to create a flawless base for foundation. Okay friends, now if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm super happy that you're here. I want you to know who is the person who is reviewing and doing these wear tests. So I'm a person on my 4th floor. I do have a lot of fine lines under my eyes. I do have really deep under eye circles. Like they are purple, blue, and also I have my under eyes are hollow and I don't have fillers. So that being said, you know, it's a lot of work with, you know, like where do I apply corrector, concealer, where do I brighten it, and all of that, because they are just very hard to hide. So that's that. And then as far as the rest of my skin goes, I do have more of like dry skin on the perimeters of my face and normal skin on the center of my face. I do have enlarged pores right here on this area, so when we go to the blushes, I want to make sure that, you know, they do not emphasize them. So I hope that that serves you as a reference as we are trying all these new products. Going into the demo for the concealer, here it is, the Unicorn, very much on brand. I got it in the shade 2W1 Taupe. Very beautiful. And here you go. This is the beauty right here. Love the packaging. I mean, it matches so well with the Shade Illuminate foundation, and packaging is actually equal to the lip glosses, which I happen to love. This concealer comes with 5.4 ml, which is a little bit more than my OG, which is from PAT McGRATH, also made in Italy, and we're going to compare it side by side. Now, usually when I use my PAT McGRATH one, because I mean my dark under eye circles, I also use a color corrector, but for the purpose of this video, the full day wear test, we're going to do no color corrector under it. Now let me show you the doe foot applicator. Nice, I mean very standard doe foot applicator. And you know what, let's just go ahead and swatch it right here, and then I'm going to swatch my PAT McGRATH one under it, so that way you can see the finishes. Now I think PAT McGRATH is even lighter. The one from Tom Ford is closer to my skin tone, and I do have a light to medium skin tone. I'm gonna go with the one from Tom Ford first. As you can tell, I do have very dark under eye circles. Just gonna put 2 dots right there, 1 dot right there. I'm going to go ahead and apply just a little bit more. I like to work my concealers in thin layers. So the least that I want is to gather on those pesky fine lines. Okay, now let's go with the PAT McGRATH concealer on the other side. And what I like about PAT McGRATH concealer is that it's very, very lightweight. Let me just do the same thing. I'm gonna just a couple dots of the PAT McGRATH one. There you go, a quick close-up of how they look. Now, I don't like to set my concealers with powder. I know you're gonna call me crazy. Because sometimes it ages me. I think there's very few powders that I can use under it that they don't age me, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just not gonna set them. Now, looking them up close, I have to tell you that the Tom Ford concealer looks a little bit more natural than the PAT McGRATH. The PAT McGRATH doesn't look drying, but it's okay. The Tom Ford one is not radiant, but it looks more skin-like, while the PAT McGRATH is skin-like, borderline soft matte. In terms of coverage, the Tom Ford one doesn't claim to be a full coverage concealer, but is giving me the same coverage as the PAT McGRATH. Obviously, let's see how it goes throughout the day. I have already kind of an opinion, because when I was filming my video for the retro palette, I ended up using it, you know, till the very end of the day. So I kind of have an idea, but yeah, I mean, looking really, really beautiful under the eyes. Absolutely, yes. Now moving on into the blushes, they come in 6 different shades. They're available right now at Nordstrom, only 4 of the shades, and 6 shades total at Beautylish. Again, everything will be in the description box below. I ended up picking up 2 of them. One is 03 Peach Poison and 04 Cherry Blaze. Most of these blushes, they look very peachy in tone, more warm tones. There's only two of the blushes that are more on the pinky side. One is Cherry Blaze and the other one I think is called A Flame. I'm planning to pick it up. I know it's so expensive, who knows. Anyhow friends, again, made in Italy, and I look everywhere on these boxes and it doesn't say, you know, like expiration date or shelf life, nothing, not even on the actual compacts. Now each of these blushes, they come with 6.5 grams of product. Let me jump really quick into Nordstrom's website and let's read through the claims of these blushes. It states right here that they are skin perfecting blushes that features one matte side and one frost shade that delivers sheer to medium buildable coverage. This luxurious 2-in-1 powder cheek color is formulated with rice silk powder, that kind of like sounds like TATCHA, and delivers a light reflecting youth enhancing glow to the skin. The long wearing multidimensional pressed powder blush sculpts and highlights your skin. Now I love Tom Ford blushes, from his Beige formulas to the ones that they come in these kind of compact, the original ones. So I have high hopes for these ones, but honestly, while reading this description, I was, you know, like it sounds like you will receive one, you know, like one side is going to be a blush and the other one is going to be kind of like a highlighter, but when you see them in person, it's not like that. So anyhow friends, here it is, the compact, super beautiful. I mean, like very much Tom Ford right here. And oh, by the way, it comes in this little pouch, you know, the velvet pouch obviously. And I have right here 03 Peach Poison. It has the TF right here. Now these are not Beige formulas. It looks so pretty. You know what? The deepest shade in this pan is the one that has a little bit more of a sheen, while this shade right here, the peachy one, is actually a little bit where it looks matte. They feel really silky and soft. So let's go for the application. I'm going to be using my Refer 04 brush. And I'm going to apply it not on the apples of the cheeks because I don't like to bring it too down. I have a large pores right here, but kind of like in the center. Ooh, that's plenty of pigmentation right there. Now I'm getting a clean Refer brush. This is the shade number 16. By the way, Refer this weekend is running 40% off site wide and there's free gift with purchase. Now I'm going to apply these over top, more like draping it. Now it looks very pretty, but I don't really see a highlighter effect to it. Yeah, I really don't. Now let's go for Cherry Blaze, and I honestly thought that Cherry Blaze was going to be more cherry, but it still has a little bit of that peach undertone to it. Actually more coral than anything, just building it up right here. Peach Poison and Cherry Blaze at the bottom. Going into Refer 04 brush, all nice and clean. And let's see, let's do the opposite. Let's use this shade on the front, and then I'm gonna go with the lightest shade up high. Here you go, my friends. I have Peach Poison on my right side and Cherry Blaze on my left side. I went ahead and speed up this process and completed my makeup look using this baby right here. It's just so beautiful. Oh, I'm in love with this palette right here. Okay, now let's go really quick into comparisons of the Tom Ford blushes. And as I was telling you guys, I do love the blushes from Tom Ford. So I think, you know, let's just quickly go over these fronts right here. I have here, this is Frantic Pink. Then I have here Wicked 04, one of my favorite ones. So I thought that these two right here, maybe the closest to Cherry Blaze, but I think Frantic Pink was just a little bit lighter in tone, and Wicked is a cool tone pink. So not really there, so that's a good sign because we don't want to, you know, have repeated shades all over. Now I have right here the shade Love Last, one of my most used shades. And then I have right here the shade Flush. Bubblegum pink that is just stunning. So there you go. As you can tell, I love a really good peachy and a really good pinky or corally tone. I also have with the Soleil blushes, DUOS. This one is Lissom, and these are Beige Gelée formula, so different from the formulation that we see right now with the new duo blushes. And then I also have here, this is Exotica Flora. These ones have a little bit more pigmentation than the previous blushes. Now for me, as far as formula and how they feel like, you know, they remind me to the silkiness of the Hermes blushes, but they are not the same finish. The blushes from Hermes are a little bit more matte, but they look like dull, like very perfecting, but a little bit more matte than the new ones from Tom Ford. So that being said, I think the closest formulation is the ones from Dior. That again, silkiness, non-powdery formula, very forgiving, and more of like a skin-like formulation. That's how I feel about these Tom Ford. Yeah, very skin-like. They do not emphasize the large pores. I honestly do not see that you know, highlighter effect. I think what they are meaning is like, because one shade is deeper, one shade will give you like a, you know, kind of like a shade, and then the lighter will illuminate your face. So I mean, it all depends on placement. Here I did it a different way, put the lightest shade on the top, the deepest shade right here, and here I did it, you know, the other way around. So I mean, like, you can definitely play around with these blushes right here, but really enjoy the formulation. Now I'm gonna go for a full-on day. It's early morning right now. I have a lot of things to do today. I'm getting my, I bought a mattress. It's a Sleep Number mattress, and it's getting delivered today, so I'm super excited for that. But also, my youngest is coming out early from school, then I need to pick up the oldest one. The youngest one has a play date. I'm like, I have a lot of things to do. And today is gonna be around the mid 70s or high 70s here in my area. By the way, I do live in California and I live close to the beach. It's not super dry, but it's not as humid as, you know, the East Coast. So that is for reference as far as the concealer go. Going into the concealer, here I have Tom Ford and Pat McGrath. Definitely Pat McGrath looks not drier, but a little bit more matte than the one from Tom Ford. The one from Tom Ford really looks a little bit more hydrating, but it has the kind of like that same consistency. So let me just see really quick right here. I think both of them have same coverage, right? That's how I feel. This one has a little bit more luminosity, and the one from Pat McGrath is just barely creasing a little bit right here. Usually I don't set my under eye area, so we're gonna go with the flow and we're gonna do it this way. But yeah, I'm liking how both of them are looking like. Okay, my friends, it is right now about 8:40 in the morning, so let's just go for the day. I will give you a midday check-in and then to my final thoughts, so keep on watching. It is noon right now and I just ate lunch, so I thought, you know what, let me just give you a quick check-in right here.
So let's go for the concealers. And I think, you know, this one and this one, they look pretty alike. Although I will say the PAT McGrath one seems like it's wearing off a little. Noting that I didn't, you know, like set it. They are both lasting really nicely good. I mean, like after 4 hours. But it seems like Tome 4 has just a little bit more coverage, or is my idea, or pretty much the same. As far as creasing goes, for Tome 4, just a little bit of creasing right here. And then PAT McGrath has the same creasing of the morning, so not that much. I can always, you know, pat it. I don't want to, you know, move it too much right there. Yeah, and then for the blushes, oh my gosh, the blushes are going strong right there. So that's that, my friends. I'm gonna go out and about right now for a couple hours. I will be wearing a mask, and then we will see how the blushes, you know, stay in there and everything else. So just keep on watching.
It has passed a solid 8 hours, so let's take a quick look of how the concealers are looking under the eyes as well as the blushes. The concealer from Tome 4 has remained as radiant. It has a lot of moisture, but yet even though it has that level of hydration, it hasn't gathered too much on my fine lines. I mean, just a very minimal, and it has kept its pigmentation. I mean, I can see a little bit, you know, my under eye circles, but like I said, it is normal for me to see that unless I use a color corrector, which I usually use every single day, unless I'm doing a very like minimal makeup, pretty much, you know, like tinted SPFs or, you know, like a tinted moisturizer or something like that. So anyhow, it's maintaining, again, really good coverage, not much gathering. Now in comparison with the PAT McGrath, it's more matte, but it's not, I mean, like, I'm so used to the PAT McGrath. It's not a matte that it ages you because it's very thin. It's more like, I don't want to say that it's exactly like, you know, skin-like, but very close to being skin-like, but a little bit more matte right there. And it has creased more than the one from Tome 4. I know, bad news right here, bad news, because this means to me that, again, this is my second day using this Tome 4 concealer, and I'm so impressed about it. I'm super impressed, and even though that I haven't used it with my under eye corrector, so I still need to try that, and I'm so impressed of how beautiful it looks under the eyes. Mostly for a person like me that I'm on my 4th floor, I show signs of aging, and, you know, fine lines are more present, not only under the eyes but also right here on the sides. And I can see a little bit of gathering with the PAT McGrath, while here with the Tome 4, pretty much none. And the coverage, you know, I know that Tome 4 says that this is medium coverage but buildable. To me, it feels more like a full coverage for the amount of, you know, darkness that I have to usually conceal. Okay, friends, so I'm just super impressed about it, and I will continue to use it. I'm just very impressed. I mean, this is a very strong contender for my PAT McGrath, and obviously, I mean, you will either see it more often being used here on my, you know, next videos, and if I'm completely in love, I will let you know on my favorites of September. So that's that on the concealer. Now, as far as the blushes goes, I mean, like, for all this amount of time, blushes are there. They have faded just very minimal, but most of it, any fading, is because I have been using my sunglasses, which are really big. So in that area, they have kind of like, you know, wrap off a little, but wow, the pigmentation is there, and it's a very flattering formula. You know, it doesn't emphasize my fine lines or my enlarged pores. It's not super matte. It's not, you know, it doesn't have any shimmer or glitter. It's a beautiful formulation. I really want to get the other shade, Aflame, but, you know, guys, I'm super impressed. You know, for a woman like me, I'm aging. It shows. I mean, I try to take really good care of my skin, but the signs of aging are there. And, you know, this blush is super flattering. If it's worth it, $90. That's the question right there. For both of the products, the concealer and the blush, Oh gosh, it's something that you have to balance that out. I cannot tell you, first of all, no makeup is a need. Everything that is makeup is a want. It's not a necessity. I'm very happy with my purchase. I'm super happy with my purchase. For the blushes, mostly the concealer is the one that I'm like, wow, I'm so excited for it, because I love my Pat McGrath and I will have never changed it for anything, you know, but it makes it feel that I spend my $90, you know, like it's worth it that I spend it myself for my needs. I don't want to say, hey, you go run and buy it, you know, because I know the price is steep, but again, expect that from Tom Ford. Anyhow, my friends, I think this makes it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful, informative. Let me know if you are planning to get any of these products from Tom Ford, if they are on your wish list. Let's continue the conversation on the comment section down below. And while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you can give me that opportunity and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, share with family and friends. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.